Welcome to the Mint Report, our wrap-up of the day's business news. Here are the top stories. Consumer inflation accelerates in February. Jewelers keep up the pressure after hike in duty for gold. And markets begin the week in the red. First up, high inflation appears to have staged a comeback. Numbers out on Monday indicate retail inflation has quickened last month. The new consumer price index climbed 8.83% in February. In January, it stood at just 7.65%. This acceleration is backed by a similar speeding up in wholesale inflation. Figures that came out last week showed the wholesale price had shot up after a period of decline. The WPI index rose 6.95% in February, an increase of 40 basis points compared to the previous month. One reason for this resurgence in inflation may be a recent spike in food prices. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Pranab Mukherjee said he expected volatility in wholesale inflation for a couple of months. Switching to other news, protests are well underway against decision taken in last Friday's budget. On Monday, jewelers said they would continue to remain closed for another 2 days. Many jewelers across the country have been on strike since Saturday to protest against the doubling of customs duty on gold to 4%. Moving on, Dinesh Trivedi's journey as the railway minister has finally come to an end. On Monday, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh accepted his resignation from the post. Trivedi's railway budget last week had proposed hiking passenger fares. The move upset his party, the Trinamool Congress, led by Mamata Banerjee. Mukul Roy of the TMC is now set to replace Trivedi. And finally, Indian markets fell on Monday, marking their third straight sessions of losses. The Sensex dropped 193 points to 17,273 and the Nifty fell 61 to 5,257. Last week's union budget failed to reassure investors about India's fiscal situation. Not surprisingly, shares of financial institutions took a beating. SBI, the country's largest bank, dropped more than 3% on the BSE to 2,160. And mortgage lending giant HDFC lost 2.18% by the end of the trade. IT firms were big losers as well, with most investors expecting a bad fourth quarter. Tata Consultancy Services plunged nearly 4% on the BSE, and Infosys lost 1.15%. Wipro fared better with a fall of just 0.3%. Meanwhile, India's largest firm, Reliance Industries, also tumbled on Monday after more reports of low gas output at its crucial KG-D6 field. Shares of the firm retreated 2.21% to 754 rupees and 90 paise. And that's all we have for you. Thanks for watching.